I'm going to wait a couple minutes and see if anybody manages to come on. I didn't announce that I was going live other than in a couple chats, but this morning I went shopping, and so maybe people will have to catch the replay. That's okay, because normally this is a pre-recorded video, not a live stream. So I'm going to sit here for a second, but I have my cheese. And just if you take a look at it, you might wonder what it is and why I did it live instead. But basically, the reason I went live is because uh, this was an unplanned cheese. This morning I went to the grocery store. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, so this morning I went to the grocery store. I wanted to get Egg Life wraps, and also I needed squeezy cat treats because I have to give pain medicine to my cat who just got spayed, and that's the easiest method. So, but naturally, I walked by and I found this. Mm. So let's see. This is Purano cheese. So it looks like Swiss, and it's technically a Gouda, and it's similar to a Parmesan or a Romano cheese. Sometimes it's called a prima donna. So, but prima donna is technically a knockoff brand of the Purano cheese. And the reason it's so awesome is, well, first of all, it is a cow's milk cheese. Sometimes it's called Italian Gouda because it has so many of those similarities with the Parmesan. I keep smelling it. It smells so awesome. It's incredible. But this cheese is special because it's got those nice melting properties of something like a Gouda. So it's excellent in recipes. But also it's got some of that firmness. And as you can see, it has like the lovely thickening, hardening rind. So it's excellent if you're going to grate it up. But it's so hard to find here in Ohio. This is not a cheese you see all the time. So immediately, and they only had like 3 little slivers of it. So I snapped it up and I said, forget the rest of the cheese that I had planned. We're going to talk about this one today. And honestly, the advantage of me sitting here planning to eat a fair amount of this cheese as part of my meal is that uh, going live here like this in my living room, you can really see it, and you can see that nice creamy color. So I am so thrilled beyond belief. Uh, it's generally described, and I agree that while it has some of those notes of like a Parmesan, where it's leaning into almost butterscotchy as it blends with that Gouda kind of flavor. So really good if you are having like a Chardonnay. It's going to lean into those the citrusy butteriness of that heavy white wine. So excellent with that. Really, really super good on sandwiches, melted in sauces. Uh, we've had Gouda on like a for a grilled cheese chaffles before. We've used Gouda in potato soup. This works in all of that. Obviously, the holes come from a similar process as to how they do Swiss cheese. And so, yeah, that's the cheese for today. So I'm going to just take a piece off of it. Mm. Mm. It's so good. It's everything that I want. Like I said, it has that nice Parmesan taste, but before it becomes too intense, it pulls it back, and then that butteriness from like the creamy Gouda goes through. So it's just like when they made this Purano cheese, they got it just right. So it's a real gift. And yes, I bought all 3 of those little slivers. Like, should I have maybe left some to share with other people? Maybe, but did I? No. No, I did not. So yeah, we can look forward to that. There was another really cool cheese there, and I looked at it and I was like, well, it's not really keto. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, I'll go back over this cheese again, and just take my second bite while I explain it once more. But the other cheese, I was like, oh, well, even if it's not keto, we can do it. But then I saw that it also had, don't freak out. My Dyson's right here. Sorry to get real close to the camera like that for you, but someone made a bang upstairs and I didn't want him to bark. But when I looked at it, I was like, not only is it not keto because it has like the sugar in it and stuff, but it also had wheat in it, which I didn't really understand the addition of the wheat. But just in case you were curious, that cheese was called Red Dragon. And I went ahead and I bought it in case anyone here at the house wants it or my kid can take it. Because the Red Dragon, no. I touched him and it scared him. So anyways, the Red Dragon, it's a cheddar, but it has mustard and then the other flavors mixed into it. So, but like I said, once I saw that it had wheat in it, there's no way because while I can enjoy a little bit, in a couple ounces with the, less than a gram of sugar, sure. But once you get into wheat and I have celiac, it becomes a no-go for me. But like I said, so Sharon, this is the Parano cheese, of which I've already taken a little piece off of. It's a Gouda, despite the fact that it has holes like Swiss cheese. And the brilliant thing about this cow's milk cheese is that it is very close to Parmesan. It's slightly creamier, so it doesn't crumble. You can slice it, and it's very, very melty, so it'll melt right into all your sauces. This would have been amazing in that broccoli cheese soup, but it is what it is. So, and it's cow's milk, often referred to as the Italian Gouda or prima donna. So, yeah. Yes, cheese is delicious. So, so that was our cheese Friday. And then I just decided that I was going to go live. Everything's been nutty. You can tell. Tomorrow I get my hair cut so it won't look so raggedy. So that's a good thing. And then we're also going to go out tonight to do some shopping for cosplay. We're going to start putting together. Our group is going old school. Oh no, I'm always going to be cheesy. So, but yeah, and Sharon was just thinking about the broccoli soup. Yep. It also would be excellent in that keto chow baked potato. Oh, where was it? Oh yeah, cosplay. So we're going old fashioned. We were originally going to do horror, and I've had a Chucky cosplay in progress for a long time. I was like, I'll just finish it up. But honestly, when I noticed that most of our other guild was like, you know what? Let's go back in time and let's do aliens. I was like, I didn't want to be the only person doing my own thing with the whole guild doing a group cosplay. So I also am going to pick stuff up. But so we saw that Kohl's actually has white Converse on sale right now. So we're going to go buy those. If you didn't know, the original aliens with their uniforms and for the movie, they actually made a custom version of Converse. So these won't be custom because we're not paying thousands of dollars. You can, and GK here is asking if he can still cosplay, or, well, I don't know your gender, I'm sorry, if they can still cosplay at 40. And the answer is 100%. I'm 50. And most of the people in our guild are over 50 as well. So we love to cosplay. Okay, they, them. I will remember that. So anyways, we cosplay all the time. Last year, was it last year? Last year or the year before, we did Mandalorian mashups. So we had a steampunkalorian, we had a Trekkalorian, we had a Magneto-Lorian, an Elsa-Lorian, and I did Harley Quinn-Lorian. So it was fantastic. We had a blast. Again, and like I said, I've been working on a Chucky cosplay. I have, gosh, I can't even think right now. I know I've got several. Those were the most recent ones that we did, though. Oh, you should not feel. See, now you know. You'll have to just start coming to some conventions. We are all of my friends who are in the 501st are all my age. We love to cosplay. And at Gen Con, it's all across the board. Little teeny munchkins, people who are 80. We have a one person that goes to Gen Con who's the best. I adore him because he looks exactly like Stan Lee, and he wears basically the kind of stuff that he wore in when he did his stuff in each of the movies when he shows up. But his little badge just says "Not Stan Lee," and I love it. He has such a good time. But yeah, and yeah, I get it. You know what it is, and there are people who try to gatekeep cosplay, and I'm going to tell you, you go for it and have a blast. And the more you are enthusiastic, the more people will love it. Well, that's their issue if they feel out of place. Um, they'll move past it. Once you guys start having fun, everything falls into it. I need some more of this. Mm. This Toronto cheese, you all, so amazing. But especially like a couple years right before the pandemic, cosplay was actually giving quite a movement to be more aggressively inclusive. So including bridging that age gap and making sure that all people felt welcome. Want to really make sure that people have freedom of expression, the appreciation and the creativity that people have is just phenomenal. So, yeah, I think if your friends are feel out of place, you guys can just start working on some of the stuff together and get more accustomed to being out in the community. Uh, I'm just trying to think. Like, I think too. Also, some of it is like I will tell you. You know, I'm big in anime cons, and so oftentimes you're right. I am old for an anime con, but uh, I know all of the stuff, and all it takes is being nice and for people to be around me a little bit, and then it suddenly becomes slightly less awkward. 5 more years at least. Tell me in 5 years where you're at, and we'll see. Because I always say that I'm done. I'm tired. I'm old. I'm gonna retire, and I'm not doing nothing. And yet here we are. So, but yeah, so we've decided to do a group of aliens cosplay. So we've got jackets. So we've got some patches. Sharon, I'm gonna reach out to you about pricing about for some custom name patches. But we just talked about that late last night, and I was like, I got to get on that after this weekend. So, uh, yeah, it's good. So this is it for my cheese Friday. I didn't have much else. I was just blathering at this point, eating cheese. Then let's see. Oh yeah, and GK says the problem is that 29 years ago they were young and now they're middle aged. I don't know how that happens. The aging process is so hard. Hey, air frying auntie. Oh, well darn. Nobody's gonna mind if I tell you about the cheese one more time before I sign off. This is the amazing cheese, the Purano. It's so good. It's Gouda, but also kind of like a Parmesan. Again, I'll reiterate, it kind of mimics the Parmesan, but instead of the bite that you get at the end of Parmesan, suddenly it pulls back and gets very buttery, almost butterscotchy. And of course, it has weird little Swiss cheese type holes, so it's a hybrid. And this Purano cheese, often they call it Italian Gouda or Prima Donna because it's the best and it knows it. So that was our Cheese Friday cheese. After that, I was just gossiping. So, and GK, it does suck getting old, but you know what? I'm actually in better health now than I was 20 years ago. So I'm calling that a win. So, all right, you guys, you have a great evening, and I will talk to you later. I'm gonna go shop for cosplay stuff. We're going to go get some EVA foam, our new Converse so our feet can hurt now as well as at the con, all kind of stuff. Yeah, for Cheese Friday is super, super short. Come back on Sunday night and we do an hour. And this weekend I've got 2 recipes. It's cheatery though because they're easy, simple, peasy ones. We're gonna do a, a keto-fied sloppy joes mix, and then we're gonna do our chaffles. But we got a meal prep, so I may as well share it with you all. All right, see you guys later. Bye bye.